Hello guys, welcome back. This is Zach. We are here all day every day guys. So we had started with creating our Laravel project. We had used a bootstrap theme to power our look and feel. At the same time, we had inserted roles and permissions into our applications. Right about now, we just want to add some CRUD functions to our application, whereby we can see a user has users, role pages have been created, and then we can also just have a one-on-one either a product page or a blog page from this application. So with this is going to help you understand the concepts of MVC, the concept of programming, the basics, and then the rules of programming and all that. So guys, without further ado, remember to subscribe to this channel. That is the only way you can support us, and let's meet on the other side. So first and foremost, welcome. And as you can see, we have a very nice look and feel homepage where we have a Laravel documentation. At the same time, when you click on login page, it's going to take you to a login page, right? So let's log in as a user and see how we can improve our experience with this application. So you had created a user, and that is his password, and then you're just going to log in. As you can see, this look and feel is powered by Bootstrap. Okay, we had created users, we had created some pages, users, roles, and permissions. These are all empty pages. Now, to understand this thing much better, information comes from a database, and our database is called localhost. When you just type localhost without the port 300, it's going to take you to your dashboard. This is Apache dashboard. This shows that Apache is running. That is the localhost, and then now my PHP, my admin. This is where all our databases are stored. Remember, there are different forms of database that you can connect with the Laravel, especially MariaDB. This is MariaDB, Maria Apache DB, also MySQL. There is MySQL, and then there is PHP. It's called there's this one that runs purely on JavaScript. This one is called, I forgot his name, but I will remember as soon as I remember it. So this is our database running. To ensure that your database is running, just type on that Apache. It's running on port 3600. Let's give it a second as we wait it to load. These were the pages, so we can still just add another single page here. I'll duplicate that, Control C, and then I will give it let's say articles, right? Because we want to make maybe this is going to be a blog application, and then articles. So we have a root called articles. We don't have that root. That we have a root called articles, so we need to define it. Control P when you're using, and then you go to web.php, and then you're just going to have a root called articles. Control C. I'm just taking that settings and then duplicating it. At the same time, I'm just going to add a root on it. This is going to be called articles. Articles. So I want it to have a post controller, or call it post controller, and then it's going to be called articles, right? Articles. As you can see, there is a pattern here. You can still just follow. So we don't have a controller called post controller. What we're going to just is just going to create a post controller. PHP artisan make post controller. Okay, post controller. So we have created the post controller. In the post controller, we need to follow it. Just open with editor, if you are lazy like me. Then add a function index, public function index. So with public function index, this is going to have the index page for that post. Return view posts. Okay, let's call them articles dot index. So we have articles dot index, and then you ensure you close that. So I'm just going to introduce you to databases. Okay, databases. I had opened it up. Now yes, the database is already opened. I'm sorry, I'm hoping, but you still going to understand. So let me first complete this side. Articles. Let's just create that view, just like that, and then just you can copy from the dashboard view, Control A, Control C, and then go back, Control P to just go where you had started, and then you're just going to change this to articles. Okay, articles. So we have created a view of articles, so we can go back there, and then these settings, you see it's double setting, so you just have to change. You're going to Control P, and then you change on that sidebar. Now this root is articles, so this one you guys just going to change them to articles. Okay, articles, like that. So we have that view of articles. Okay, we have that view of articles. Mark you, this thing is being rendered on real time, right? That is very good. So we don't have a post class target index. Okay, right now index does not, the targets post. So this one, it means that on Control P on the web.php, this post controller is not initialized. What I mean here, you can see it doesn't have a post controller. So just to do it, you can just delete that, and then write again post controller, app post controller, like that. So we have a view, we have already created a controller. Now we want to introduce to us a model. A model is what the design. Let me go back a little bit. In the database, we have a database. This is called a database. You create a database, and the database has tables. Inside that database, let me say this is a database called African Global, and then we also have, no, this was a tutorial app. This is our database. Let me not go inside somebody else database. So we have this database. We have tables, user, rows, permissions. So these are the tables that we have. I want to create for articles. I have not created the model for articles, so we will going to create that. But we have role, we have users, right? In our application we have users. Okay, this is where we start. We have users, right? I want to call all the users inside our inside our database. Okay, users here, users. That was permission users. So let me go Control P. I want to ensure that root is okay on that sidebar. Permission users. Now this one is going to be users. Okay, the one that has users. Okay, users. So that when I call on users, it brings the user view. So like that. When I hit on, I reload, the user root is not defined. So let's define it immediately. Control P on web, users. Users is not there. So let's just copy that. Control C, Control V. We are defining. We call this users, and then user controller. I believe we have a user controller. Yes. User controller, index users. Okay, the name is users. Okay, just like that. So when I define that, we have now table for users. We have users there, right? So we want to bring all the users. and the way to do about it is to introduce to us a database with models. So the model is like the blueprint of a database table. Model is always a representation of a blueprint model. So this is users table, and the blueprint is ID, name, email, verified ID, passwords, and all that. So let's go to user model and see what it has, what it entails for us. So go back to user model, okay, we have the user controller. So we want to bring a variable of users. This is a variable users is equals to a model user model, and then all. Okay, that is just an SQL query. Select all from users, and then I pass that variable of data into the view. So when I do that, I can just do I can still use this method, variable users is equals to users, like that, users. But also again, I can still do this compact users. So this is more, this and this are almost the same thing. So whichever you want to use, that is up to you. So with that, it means that we are passing out data from user table, which means it is this information, the name, ID. Basically it's an array of data. Okay, this is an array of data, and it is passing through that into so inside the view, we are passing this information to the view, right, from the database inside the view. So we are passing it through the view. So when I go to the view, I can just slap in here variable, okay, the variable users, okay, yeah, like that, and then I reload. When I reload, you will see a list of users. Okay, something is okay, users there. Users, control P, control P, user controller. So I'm going to remove this. I don't know if I made the right thing. Control S, then reload it. Yeah, sorry, that was the first thing I told you. It was it had some mistake, but I'm taking responsibility. I'm checking it out. So I've passed an array of users into the view. This is the array of user, the name, ID, and all that data. Okay, you can see that the password is retarded. It's not visible to when you pass it through the data. So that is also I think it's a plus for Laravel. Things like passwords are protected. No one is able to use them unless somebody hacks your database. So guys, we have passed data from the database. This is the database. From the database now into the view. So we want to make it a good look. That is, we're going to give it a look. So you can still use bootstrap tables. I think bootstrap table is a good one. Let's get bootstrap. For example, is tables. Let's just take an example table. Bootstrap tables, docs tables. I'm going to just tables, just like that. I really want to use this one. Let me use the one that has strip. table class script, something like that, which looks much cleaner, something like this. Yeah, table class script like that. I'm just going to add it on the view here first. We're going to remove that. Then I'm just going to take the design for of bootstrap table, just like the ones I've seen above. So this is the information that is inside the table, inside the table, right? So table body, table data, all that. But something I'm just going to make it short so that you can understand. Inside that table, I'm just going to add that table data. So I need the table head. Which is okay, and then table body. The table body, I just need only one row. Okay, and then so within this one row, I'm going to do something called looping. You do for each statement. For each statement, collection of users as user, and then this table row, I'm just going to add it inside the Control X. I'm going to add inside that loop. Okay, and then here the first one, I'm going to give it as ID, the variable user name ID, and then the first name is username. Control C, that is name, and then the last one is email. The second one is email. Okay, sorry, I'm a copy paster. User dot email, the email. So all those information, let me just return and do created at. Let me just do this at created at. Control sorry for that, I'm a copy paster. It is not advisable to use passwords. You can show people's password, but you can see it. This is just for educational purposes. User dot, you can see there is password and all that, but it is not being provided inside the okay, you can show it, cannot show it, but basically that is what is done. So you can still have the name, email, and then created at. So when I reload this one, I'm just going to change it at first. That is the full name, full name, and then the last one is email, and then the last one is created at. As you can see, we have just created a table here with script and all that. When we reload our application, wow, when we reload our application, you will see that we have a design of Bootstrap where we have full name, email, password. You can still add the two functions for databases, that is the CRUD functions, the create, read, update, delete. So creating, I'm just going to do it at this point. I'm just going to add the buttons, and then in the next video we are going to create, update, and delete this user. That will be amazing for us. So inside the table data, Control C, created data, I'm going to add two, only one, and then also here I'm also going to add one. This one is not going to have that, it's going just to have action. It's going to call action, and then this one, created that, is going to have a table. It's going to have two buttons. The first one is going to be view, and then the last button is also going to be delete. Okay, Control C, and then Control V, and then this one is going to be delete. delete. Okay, so you will see that it doesn't have a look and feel, but there is action, view and delete. So what you're going to do is we are going to add a class. Okay, there is a class button for Bootstrap. So guys, this is just an easy way to understand the Bootstrap functions, and then you can just code here. You can just type button examples. You'll see the button example. So delete is danger, so I'm going just to use the red button, class button. Danger is red, class button danger. Just going to add inside the button. You see there's the type button and then that class. Okay, control. You see that is what I'm copying. I'm sorry, I'm a copy paster. So inside the button, yeah, just going to give it a class. And then also, that is for view, control C. I'm going to put it on delete, just like that, on delete. And then on success, on view, let's give it an info class, info for viewing, control C, because you are, so basically I'm just using the bootstrap thingy, yeah, just like that. And then class, okay, and then control save, reload your application. As you can see, you have successfully created a create, read, update, delete, but these ones do not have the functions. But right now we have a table that has those information. So to clean it up, we're just going to remove this variable users there, and then reload your page. So guys, we have a table of users, and this information will be stored inside the database like this, and then it is going, so we can still do another functions called paginations and so that. So guys, remember following us in our YouTube channel, subscribe to this channel guys. There's a lot more to come, and we are so thrilled that you have been with us all this time around. May God really bless you. Watch us out on the next video as we embark building this amazing application. Adios, and we are here all day every day. Thank you.